Hey everyone. Today I'm just gonna get straight into the what I'm gonna talk about today. Now, as you know, I actually did a shorts a couple of days back regarding a real tragedy that happened in Malaysia just this week, where a 14-year-old boy stabbed a 16-year-old girl in school, and sadly, the girl did not make it. She passed away from her injuries on the scene. Now, since that day, there have been a lot more information that has come out regarding the boy and about his mental state, about what he was going through. And I just wanted to do a brief comment on it. Now, mind you, this is just based on what I've read and what I personally think about this. This is not the truth in all the matters of fact. If you want the real facts, I always suggest you to go online and read them. But this is based on what I read. Now, the boy is said to have some mental issues, and he was actually infatuated. I use that word instead of love. He was infatuated with the girl, and he confessed his feelings to the girl. This is as per what was reported. And the girl rejected him. Now, I don't want to put any of this on the girl. She has every right to say no to him. Every right. And this goes to all the girls out there. If a guy approaches you and you're not interested, you have every right to say no, and that means no. you know so that's what she did. Now, there's more information that's coming out about, number one, the weapons he used was really crazy. He bought weapons online, which cost, as per the report, saying 700 US dollars. That's almost 3,000 ringgit that he spent on buying those knives. And one of them was like those Rambo knives, which is huge. And he wrote some kind of like a manifesto stating that, everybody's an NPC. That's actually a non-playable character in games, right? And that, it's 0 hour. So 0 hour usually talks about that's the time it's going to happen. It's going to go. And he kind of ends it all with "I win." Now, this manifesto kind of shows his detachment from reality. And a lot of people have come out and say, "Oh, it's because of the video games. It's because of his how he was so engulfed into the video games that made it feel like the video game is the reality." To a certain extent, I do agree, but I think it's also kind of added on to the fact that he does have some mental issues. Now, it's really sad to see what has happened in the end of the day. And I saw some of the pictures of the bathroom where it happened, and it really, it really broke my heart. I couldn't, I, that picture of that bathroom is still stuck in my head. There's a video of him just walking nonchalantly around after he did what he did, and he's holding his weapon, drinking water. Now, the reason why I think that this now has to become an issue and has to become a topic is not just because it's happening more frequently, but the reason why it's happening. I feel more emphasis needs to be given on mental health issues. Now, teenagers that age already go through a lot of what we would call peer pressure. They see their friends do something and they want to do it. And sometimes they're not able to. Like, people see those in relationships and they want a relationship. They see them having the latest video games or computer games and they want all that. But not every family is able to provide all that, or not everybody is able to get into a relationship that easily. I never had a girlfriend in high school. Did I like girls? Of course I did. I liked a lot of them. But I was not in a relationship. So the thing is that in these days, the school culture that I see, and this is just basically on my observation, A lot of emphasis is now given onto I need to fit in more and more. And as trends grow from social media, from just watching video games or movies or any kind of outside elements that shape a person, those things are given more dominance in teenagers' lives these days. And I see that from the way they talk, the way they interact with people. A lot of teenagers nowadays don't know how to interact with people. They either they shut down, or the way they say things, it's really, really not filtered out. It's not like I'm not saying that you need to filter out everything you say. It's good to be honest, it's good to be direct to a certain point. Now I'm very honest and direct with people. I tell basically what I mean. But I also understand that there are a lot of other circumstances and factors that will also go into me understanding that not everything I say is fact. I can be wrong. But with teenagers nowadays, the way I talk to them, and when I do, deal with some of them, they talk as if what they say is the gospel truth, and there is no other viewpoint or opinion. Now, how does that all that tie back to this, to where to this real tragedy? And I'm really, really, I really feel sad for the, and upset for this whole case. The boy, he lived in his own world, whether it's because he played games nonstop, whether it's what he watched on TV, what he saw his friends doing, and being at a mental capacity where he was not able to process it properly and say, okay, I have to detach. That is game life, that is my friends, and this is me. Because that was not being able to be done, it spilled through into his real life. So that, I think, has one of the main reasons that this has happened. And that is, again, this is just me. I just wanted to put it out there because I feel that people need to start coming together. Communities need to start coming together. The school, the parents, these are the big communities that need to come together to work towards bettering the child's or the teenager's experiences in school or outside. Now, everybody says it starts from home, and I agree with that 100%. It starts from home. The parents need to play a lot more bigger role. And now I understand in these days with the financial situations, both parents need to work, and both parents are really grinding every day to get enough finances to support the family. And I get that. I do that too. I have a day job. My wife has a day job. I am trying to do other businesses on the side. So I'm grinding day in, day out. But we nowadays we tend to forget why we're doing it. We're doing it for our kids. I'm doing it for my kids. So I still put the kids at the center of my attention, and I try my best to understand. Now, I cannot understand everything, but I try my best to understand what is going through my kids' life. What are they watching? What is influencing them? And I, as a parent, I need to be a bigger influence than what is happening on the outside. Now, would I be 100% right all the time? No. I've made mistakes. And I've gone up to my children and I've apologized when I've made mistakes. But I make sure whatever I do with my children is at least looking towards the betterment of them. And that's what I think is kind of missing today. We need to. We have to. It's getting ridiculous at how much these kind of cases are happening and the frequency it's happening at. Now, maybe a lot of it was covered up previously, and now it's all coming out. But that's no excuse. The fact that it's happening at all, the fact that a young girl had to be had to be done like this, and then we start talking about it, that is ridiculous. This should have never happened. That girl should have been able to live her life to the fullest, grow up, get a degree, maybe even a PhD, Get a husband who loves her for her and have wonderful children and live her life to an old ripe age and then go. But no. And that boy, what does he have for his future now? Everybody is labeling him as a murderer, a killer. Now, factually, that's right. But we need to look at the core of it. We need to look at what is the in depth analysis as to why it happened. Only then can we start fixing things. If we are going to sit down here and say that, oh, yeah, we should just put him on the hanging block and that's the end of it. No, that's not the end of it. It's going to happen again. And until and unless the community, which means that the school, the parents, the government all come together to try to find the core of this issue, it's never going to be resolved. Or at least there is going to be no positive steps towards resolution. And thinking that we can just blame one another, it's not going to help. Teachers blame the parents, parents blame the teachers, and then everybody blames the government. What is the end result? And that's something we need to look at. How? By first coming to an acceptance that it is happening. And it's not a random issue. It's not that it happens once in a while. It's happening a lot. And a lot of it gets swept under the rug. From tragedies like this to teenagers and children being SA'd, to children and teenagers taking their own lives because they can't handle the stress. It's happening a lot. It's not a random thing. We need to come together. We have to. There's no longer maybe later on see how. No, we have to. So will you?